No, I'm good. I'm very good, thank you. I am a very relieved man, actually. We had our first game of the T20 World Cup yesterday against Nepal, who played an unbelievable game of cricket. Ran us so close. I thought we'd lost it. And Sam Curran bowled a fantastic last over to get us over the line and get a win on the board. Did you watch it?
Yes, I saw some of it. Well, we tend to do this in World Cups, don't we, England? We like tight games and maybe the odd bump in the road, but it all comes good in the end. Don't worry. I remember the last couple of World Cups. We've done all right when we have these little snags.
Oh, no. It does we were actually talking about sort of like what was the football equivalent, and sort of Liam Dawson was saying like, Panama, like in the first game of the World Cup. I was actually thinking like Sam Curran was David Beckham against Greece to score that free kick to get us through. But yeah, hell of a game. Tell you what, the crowd was unbelievable. It was like being at an IPL match, or as if we were playing against India. It was full of passionate Nepalese fans. The noise was amazing. You know how they have the stadium announcers winding up the crowd, we want a wicket or we want a six. So it was an incredible atmosphere. I thought the Nepalese team played brilliantly. I thought we played pretty well to get 180 odd on that pitch, and then they just came out fearlessly, ran well between the wickets, built partnerships, did everything that you're meant to do in a chase. And every time I thought we'd got it under control, they just came back. And I think they needed 46 off 3 overs, and you throw the ball to Jofra and you think this is the time where we just, normal service resumed.
Yeah.
Jofra will bowl a great over and we'll be pretty much there. And the batters hit some amazing shots for 6. The over went for 24, I want to say, something like that, 22, 24. And like all the momentum was with Nepal, and you thought they were going to get there. But Sam Curran, the man for the big moments, he bowled a brilliant last over, executed his skill so well, and we're away. We won the game, which is obviously the most important thing.
It gives you heart, doesn't it? When you think of cricket, really, like I'm a proud Englishman, but it gives you heart to think like these other nations that aren't the biggest of nations, but they come in and all of a sudden you think, this is great for the game that there's all these fans. I mean, they reckon they said this on commentary, outside of India, they were the quickest tickets sold were these games for Nepal. So, the atmosphere looked great. It's always loud in there. I think the one Kitty, whenever I've played there, it's always felt loud, and it meant to a great. I mean, the bit that, you have that moment where you're watching at home where you can't affect the game. The bit where I thumped the sofa in frustration is where Sam bowls a good ball and he like skews it over, and that was the point where I was like, no, it's like nothing was going right. I'm like, no, this is not happening.
When those things happen. And then there was one he like nicked between his legs and the stump that went for. And to be fair, actually, to them, they were the only 2 real shots that we sort of, you thought, really lucky. They played some amazing shots. Adil Rashid, again, Joff's first over, played some amazing shots through the offside, like Adil Rashid, a banker, one of the best leg spin bowlers, played him so well. Rotated strike, managed to hit him for 6, couple of reverse switch hit kind of things for 4 and 6. It was, and you're right, it really does give you heart as a cricket fan. I'm relieved to be able to say that, having won the game. No, they didn't.
Advice?
No, they didn't. But you could tell what an incredible moment it was for them. Actually, the opening bowler, as he ran in to start the first ball against Salty, the noise, you know what it's like in India, that the crowd gets right behind him, and he actually pulled away, and I was stood at the non-strikers thinking, I think he's just sort of like overawed by that like moment, and not in a bad way, just like he probably was like, oh my god, that's so loud, and fair credit to him, just actually stopped and thought, I need to just stop here because that was so loud. And the guy bowled the second over, was on debut, gets Phil Salt out first ball. Like, what a moment. Fell over celebrating. And I think, to be honest, at the end of the game, they probably, in a bit of that moment where probably just hit them, like we should have maybe won that game against England, or how close we were. And it was fantastic. They did a lap of the ground to sort of with the fans and I think everyone in there who wasn't English would have just been like, what a great game of cricket, what an amazing game. I think the stress levels, and I didn't enjoy it being behind the stumps, just sort of like, I cannot believe
So it's different, obviously, from when you were captain, where you would have been in that like zone the whole time. Were you more relaxed, or was the lads relaxed? How was it? I think because I stand next to you, don't I? Short third man or short third, and sometimes we just have that look at each other where we're like, "Oh no, this is not going how it should go." Yeah.
How do we fix this? But no, I think you're a little bit more relaxed because when you're captain, you are living every ball, and obviously you're making the decisions, changing the bowlers, setting the fields. And there's the odd moment where, which I think has been a really good thing within the group, how we've talked about the times when we might need to like slow the game down. And there were definitely moments yesterday where, you know, as the keeper, you can do that. Harry Brook was really good at doing that, I thought, with the bowlers, like going up to them. And, you know, how Morgs used to do, take the ball off you so you can't just turn and go and slow it down. And because the crowd was playing a really big part in the momentum of the game, and you almost needed to quieten them down as well. So that's a big part of it. A couple of times sort of ran down to Luke Wood when he was bowling the penultimate over, or Sam at the end. Sam was brilliant at the end, you know, just, you know what Sam's like. He likes those moments, seems to grow into those moments when it's sort of all on him. And actually we talked about the last ball where they needed 6 off the last ball, and he was like, well, I'm really comfortable with my Yorker at the moment. I'm going to back that. Let's move deep cover out to another deep mid wicket in case, you know, they hit a great shot that we need someone to sort of parry one back or save it going in that gap, which I thought was great thinking under that kind of pressure, because he was like, if he backs away and carves me over cover for 6, then fair play to him. But yeah, just a bit easier when you're not captain. And, you know, we were talking after the game about the thoughts that go through your head in a game of cricket. And, you know, at one point I was like, God, imagine having to do the post-match interviews after this if we lost. I was thinking, well, at least I won't have to do that. But it was amazing. It was, I'm glad we can sit here with an England win talking about it, because I probably would have I'd have cancelled this episode. I'd have been like, sorry, buddy.
I know exactly.